Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is FPL Elma, and today I'm going to be going through my Game Week 28 team selection, to then my Game Week 27 team review, as well as some transfer thoughts for Game Week 28 as well. But before we get into that, we're aiming to get 600 subscribers before the end of the month. So if you're new around here and you're enjoying the content, make sure you subscribe and also don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps out the channel. And without wasting any much time, let's get straight into it. First, you can start with my game in 27 team review. Managed to score 89 points, taking my overall points to 1,691, and taking my overall rank to 88,000. Another green arrow as we pushing for that top 50k before at the end of the season to be at the top 50k. So for the team, we had Ariola in goal, 13 points. Managed to save a penalty, managed to get a lot of save points as he always does. Never doubted him. Penalty save, 3 bonus points, save points, 13 points in there. I think that's the most I've ever had in a goalkeeper started playing FPL, so 13 points. Gabriel clean sheet, 6 points. It's great that he didn't score from a corner, considering they won 6-0, but we'll take the 6 points. Van Heke, 1 point, and Ake, 2 points for losing the clean sheet. Then you had Saka, who got 2 assists, I think, 7 points. Gordon with a goal, 8 points. Son with a goal as well, 8 points. And Foden, 2 goals, 15 points for him. Palmer as well picking up an assist, 5 points. Oli Watkins with 2 goals, 13 points. And then the captain, Haaland, scoring 1 goal, so 12 points for him. Then the bench, we had Tana and Gehi, who out of the side at the moment, so 0 points for the pair of them. And then Nunes coming off the bench and scoring the winner for um, Liverpool, 5 points, and Livramento coming on for the injured Trippier to score 7 points. The main debate for me was between Ake and Livramento, and unfortunately, I went for the one who uh, got the least amount of points, so 7 points for Livramento. But it is never that deep for Livramento because he's always going to be benched. That was the team for Game Week 27. For the whole Game Week 28, can be able to improve on that and be able to get more points. So now let's look at some Game Week 28 transfer thoughts. So for Game Week 28, the transfer I'm going to be making from Nunes to Solanke. I know last week I said I was going to get in Solanke, but there was a doubt he was going to play, and even he played the full 90 minutes, but he still didn't look much fit. And they won 2-0, and he was not involved in any of the plays. He was not making runs like he usually does. You could just tell he's not yet much fit. But now I think it's the right moment to bring him in. He's going to be much fit. He's had extra training days, and he's going to be playing Sheffield and Luton at home. That's something else to going to be a massive reason to be bringing in, and also the subsequent fixtures are very good as well. Of course, there's nothing wrong with Darwin Nunes at the moment. Let's just play Man City. Then for the Man City fixture, I think they have Brighton, Sheffield, which I think are very easy fixtures. But I just think Solanke is a little bit better with the fixtures that are coming up. So that's why I'm going to be going for him. Now that he's going to be able to perform in that double game weekend. Back to back hat tricks. You never know what's going to happen. But I hope that he's going to be able to perform. So now we can look at my Game of 28 team selection, how I'm going to be lining up for Game of 28. But before we get into that, I usually post shorts on YouTube, TikToks on TikTok, and Reels on Instagram. So make sure you go check on my content on those social media platforms. The links will be down in the description. Make sure you go check them out. You also have any questions about your team, my Instagram DMs are usually open. All the links are down in the description. So make sure you go check me out there. So we're going to be having Ariola in goal against Burnley. Burnley have been very poor, and as we've all seen, they've been very poor. But West Ham always tend to concede a few goals here and there, and Ariola has to make a lot of saves. He was rested in the Europa League where Fabianski played, so I'm sure he's going to be playing against Burnley. Hope that he's going to be able to keep a clean sheet this time around, maybe end some save points as well, of course. Then we have Van Heke against Nottingham Forest. Slightly concerned whether he's going to start or not. He's played every single minute, I think, since around game week 3 or something like that. And also, he's played the full 90 minutes again in the game where they were battered by Roma in the Europa League or the Conference League. So that's something to consider whether he's going to start or not. But I think he's going to start since Brighton have lack of centre back at the moment. So I think Van Hecke is going to play and others going to be able to keep clean sheet against a poor Nottingham Forest team. Then we have Gabriel against Brentford. I was able to going to score a goal this time from a corner or something like that, but a clean sheet will be welcomed as well. Then we have Livramento against Chelsea. This is a tricky situation. I don't know whether to prioritize Livramento or to start Ake again. I know Trippier is out for a while, so I'm sure Livramento is going to play in that Trippier position. I know that he's going to start and hope he's going to perform with some assists here and there against a poor Chelsea side who concede a lot of chances. I hope that Livramento is going to perform. So now that's the defense. Now let's look at the midfielders. So now we can move on to the midfield. We're going to be having Son against Aston Villa. A very tricky fixture there, but I hope that Son can be able to come on at least with an attacking return from that fixture. But I think it's going to be a very tough fixture as both teams are fighting for that fourth spot in the on the table. It's going to be a very interesting fixture as well to see how it's going to plan out. Then we have Saka against Brentford. Saka has been performing really, really well. The point that he didn't get a goal in that 6-0 win, but he managed to pick up a couple of assists. But I hope against Brentford now he can be able to score and just continue the same momentum. He's been brilliant all season. Now he's going to continue being brilliant as well. Then we have Foden against Liverpool. Very tricky fixture that one. Very interesting to see how it's going to go as they're both fighting for the Premier League. It's going to be interesting to see against I'd say a depleted Liverpool team. Konate just picked up an injury in their Europa League match, so they're going to have maybe Kwanzaa in the defense. Maybe that's where Man City are going to be able to take advantage of that and hope that Foden is going to be able to perform. Then we have Gordon against Chelsea. As I mentioned, tricky situation. You can see in my bench, I'm going to be having Palmer in there. So is it whether Palmer or Gordon or between the Chelsea and the Newcastle guys who I think is going to perform better? But I just think Newcastle have a little bit more chance of winning. Let me know in the comments who thinks is going to win between Chelsea and Newcastle and who you'd start between the Chelsea boys or the Newcastle boys. But for now, I've gone for the Newcastle boys in there. Now that they're going to be able to perform against Chelsea, now that Gordon is going to get an attacking return as well. Now let's look at the forwards. So for the forwards, we're going to be having Haaland in there, of course, against Liverpool. Tricky fixtures as I mentioned with Foden there. Going to be interested to see how he's going to plan out. But Haaland has to be there in the team. That's how he's going to perform. He's going to score a goal here and there. Just never know with him. He always pops up. Maybe he's going to be able to take advantage of the leaky, not the leaky, the depleted Liverpool defense. And maybe he's going to score some goals. Then you have Watkins against Spurs. Aston Villa always tend to perform when they're at home. They score their free scoring at home. The likes of Douglas Luiz, Watkins always turn up at home. And this is going to be the same case. And whether Watkins is going to be able to perform in that fixture as well. Then we have Solanke. I'm going to be bringing in they play Sheffield and Luton. Sheffield, one of the weakest defense in the league so far. Luton, they usually try, but I think when they're playing away, it's usually difficult for them. So I think Solanke is going. I hope he's going to have a field day. Just never know with these double game week players, and of course he's going to be the captain for this game week. I know that he's going to be able to perform. Maybe get back-to-back hat tricks in the both fixtures, and we will go home. Will go home happy. And then to the bench, we're going to have Matana who doesn't play. That's why now we have Palmer on the bench as well against Newcastle. Feels odd benching him because they're at home, so they might be the favorites. So that's something to think about before the deadline. And then we have Ake against Liverpool. I think Liverpool are going to score a goal. That's why I put him on the bench. And then Gehi, I just wish Gehi was fit because against that Luton side, just made the problem a little bit easier because having him over Livramento will have made a lot more sense. But that's the team. Over is going to be able to bring in the points and a green arrow as well. So that's the if you've managed to reach this point in the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. And with that, I do thank you all guys for watching, and I'll see you all guys later. Bye bye.